Hey guys, welcome back to Dream Ignite Build. I am your host, Genesis Hey Krick, and we are going to be talking today about the power of resilience. I am so excited about this topic today because it is something that is so incredibly near and dear to my heart. I am constantly looking at how I can turn any kind of setback into an opportunity for growth. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today, is really getting a thorough understanding of what resilience means to us. What does resilience mean in entrepreneurship? How do we define resilience? Resilience is the ability to recover from setbacks, adapt to change, and keep moving forward despite the challenges that are in our way. We're going to have challenges every single day. We're going to have things that come up that distract us, that prevent us from moving forward. And it is essential for us to create traits that are going to allow us to be stronger, be more sophisticated, be prepared for the difficulties ahead, because there are going to be things that come up that we don't anticipate. There are going to be lots of different kinds of things that happen that create uncertainty. There's going to be rejection. There's going to be, as we would say, failure. I like to say failing forward in our journeys. And there are going to be just unanticipated results that we are going to get over the course of our journey in all of the chapters of our life. I want to talk about resilience for a minute here as it pertains to life and business, and that everything that we do has some element of hard associated with it. There's always going to be some component of being forced to do the work, or being forced to go outside of your comfort zone, or doing something that challenges you to grow. That's what resilience is all about. And I think that there's challenges in literally every single activity that we pursue to some degree, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically, it's going to challenge us. So just recognizing that this is part of a mindset shift that we need to create in our lives, because it's going to continuously help us to grow and help us to innovate. As a leader, I'm constantly asking myself, how can I be stronger? How can I make better decisions? How can I create more sustained motivation? That's what resilience is going to do for you. So whether you're leading an organization or you're just simply at home trying to figure out what are the next steps for my life, it's important to recognize that your growth, it really happens outside of your comfort zone. So whatever feels super comfortable for you is not helping you to maneuver to that next level of success. And it's not that we always have to be like trying to get to that next level, just desperately trying to get to that next level. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying here is that it's important for us to be ready and prepared for the tough times, being prepared for the things that come up that are unpredictable, because there's going to be a lot of them. I have 4 kids. I understand that there are many things on a daily basis that are going to come up that I didn't plan for. But you know what? At the same time, I'm welcoming those. I welcome interruptions from my children, because every time that I experience an interruption from them, I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm becoming more patient. I'm accepting that that opportunity was meant for me in that situation, because it allowed me the chance to have a connection. And maybe that's what I was missing out on. So just kind of reframing that a little bit and recognizing that there is a change in perception for the things that we are paying attention to. Okay, so perception of failure is not that we are going along with interruptions, that we are allowing ourselves to be deviated, but rather that we're focusing on every single aspect of every day as an opportunity for growth and for learning. So this shifting of the mindset prevents us from seeing every situation as a failure or a setback, because we could say anything and everything is a setback to some extent. Because if you're planning for an entire day and maybe you're just off by 10 to 15 minutes in the morning, it might set everything back much further than you expected. But what I like to see is I like to look deeper into the situation, and I asked myself, how can I get feedback from this? How does knowing that this situation occurred help me to change my approach? How does it make me better as a person, as an entrepreneur, as a mom, as a wife? What do I need to get from this that's going to help me to reframe? And identifying this through just taking the time for reflection. Maybe sometimes I'll pull out a journal. Maybe sometimes I will analyze the situations. But I want you all to think about, at the end of the day, when we are practicing resilience, when we are taking every single scenario and we are identifying what potentially could have, maybe what could have we have done differently, where could we have pivoted, where could we have changed our perspective on things, that it's important not to beat ourselves up because every day is learning. Every day we are growing, we are gaining knowledge and wisdom about how to do things differently, and we're learning how to reframe. And a lot of these things we can't do unless we've actually experienced it. We don't know how to move forward unless we've actually experienced that situation to know what we can do better next time. So much of this is recognizing that we can overcome the challenges with a growth mindset, and a growth mindset focuses on the belief that skills and abilities can be developed. They can be developed through effort and learning. And I am a firm believer that we can get 1% better every day. I really, truly believe that. I believe that with my whole heart. And it's not that you are adding more to the plate to get 1% better. It's simply deciding that we're going to do things better. We are going to be better from a mental, physical, emotional standpoint. And it's about making better choices. It's about doing life differently. It's about embracing the challenges and seeing them as a chance to improve, not as a chance to be set back into some standpoint that you feel that you failed. So really what we're doing here is we're removing the failure, the poverty mindset, that we are actually growing every day. We are growing and we are learning, and we're learning to adopt a new practice, and we're giving ourselves the chance to be able to say, this is for me. This is happening for me, not against me. And I love the idea of every day forming stretch goals, just allowing ourselves to stretch just a little bit. What's something that's a little bit outside of our comfort zone? What's something that scares me just a little bit? And staying curious in that aspect and allowing ourselves the chance to say, it's okay to not know how everything is going to work out. We build resilience through the unknown. That's how we create faith. That's how faith is built, because we don't know exactly how everything's going to work out, but we just know everything's going to be okay. So I'm looking at every single scenario throughout the day, and sometimes things happen to me that I'm not too happy about, but then I ask myself the question, how is this working in my favor? How can I use this to better myself, to help others, to help support others, to encourage growth and learning in others? How can I use this as an example on social or in my family's life? How can I use it as an example to be able to show them how to be, how to turn things around and show that it's possible to be tough in challenging times? It allows you, when you share, to stay motivated. It allows you to share your personal story when facing setbacks. And I love this because sometimes the best time to share is when you're in the face of an adversity. When you're facing adversity, when you're facing setbacks, and you step into that person that you are made to be, the things that you are meant to do, that's when the magic happens. That's when you step into your full potential. When you are firing on all cylinders and you are pounding the pavement and you are moving forward regardless of what's in front of you, you are setting the tone for anybody and everyone that watches you. Every single person that's watching you work through those obstacles, face these challenges, looking these things in the face and saying, you know what? I'm going to do this no matter what. It inspires them to take action. It inspires them to move forward and achieve their goals because you decided to continue to pursue yours. So what we do here is we look at how our example can change the world by stepping in from a visual standpoint of who we are made to be, of who we are meant to be, and understanding what that full potential can do for others can give you a powerful why you are showing up in the world. When you create that why behind your life, behind your business that's supporting your core values, you are going to inspire so many people to continue following their dreams, to continue to move forward and help them to realize that they can take action too, that they can stay positive and focused on the important things, which a lot of the time are the challenges that help you to grow. When I'm having my hardest days, I lean into gratitude. And I remember to stay focused and guided in the fact that I have been so blessed in so many ways. And the hardest days that I'm trying to tell myself from a limiting belief standpoint that I'm not good enough, it reminds me that in those moments, that showing up is going to be the best thing that I can do, the best thing that I can do. Because every time that I show up, it's going to help others to recognize that despite hardship, despite anything that I'm going through that's tough, that it still can be done. Because if one person can do it, so can another. And I like the idea of showing up despite the hard times, because what does that do? It develops accountability. Accountability forces you to step up into who you need to be on a daily basis to stay on track, to stay motivated, even when the greatest challenges arise. I myself am consistently asking, am I staying accountable? Am I accountable to what I say I'm going to do? To my husband, to my kids, to my partners, my business partners, to my clients? How am I showing up to be the best version of myself every single day from an accountability standpoint? The way that you do that is you have a plan. You said, these are the things that I'm going to hold myself accountable to. These are the people I'm going to hold myself accountable. And you get an accountability partner. If you don't have an accountability partner, you got to get one. Get into a mastermind group. Get into a place where you have a mentor supporting you. This is going to help you with the structure and the organization part of just checking in with yourself, showing up during the tough times. When I am looking at all of my goals on a daily basis, I'm looking at typically 1 to 2 things that are going to be hard throughout the day. Like there's going to be a few things that I know scare me a little bit. And I do that on purpose because that's where the growth happens. And I center in on how I'm going to set myself up for success on those during those specific times throughout the day. When I'm preparing myself, I also say, you know what? I might need a little extra talking to. I might need to take a little bit of extra time for journaling, for checking in with someone, and just getting a little bit more support. But I'm planning for it. So I'm planning for the success of those difficult things that are going to be coming up. Whether it's something I've never done before, or I'm opening the door for opportunity, or perhaps it's something that was unexpected. I'm preparing myself for resilience by stepping in and making the plan accordingly. I also wanted to jump into building emotional resilience and self-compassion, because building resilience takes time and it takes a lot of effort, and we really need we need to be compassionate for ourselves to really understand what we need when we need it. How do we fully step into that? By recognizing how we feel when we are experiencing different aspects of the challenges in front of us. We can decide what we participate in, and we don't want to constantly be in high stress situations. But when we are, we can always maintain a positive outlook. No matter what it is that we are experiencing, we can maintain that it's, as I said before, working in our favor, working for us. So it's key for entrepreneurs who need to navigate uncertainty while staying composed and motivated to really truly hone in on getting that clarity for understanding what's needed at any given time. And I just did a talk on this, and we were going into, at any given time, there's always going to be a need for something to be number one every day. You have to decide, what is your number one thing that you're concentrating on? Where is that going to go? What's that going to be like? How are you going to experience it? And when you're preparing for it, it's going to help you to be more emotionally balanced. because though it may be challenging and hard, you're going to be best equipped to handle those challenging circumstances. So remember to be self-compassionate and take care of yourself as you are working to overcome anything that's negatively potentially affecting you. So you can turn any setback into an opportunity for growth. This is possible for any situation. We just need to accept that everything is working in our favor. Big picture, when we are creating our visions, there's going to be a lot of hiccups. There's going to be a lot of unexpected things that happen to us. So we just need to be aware and be ready for the opportunities that are in front of us. Be willing to step fully and completely into those places that might scare you a little bit. And I want you to think about anything and everything that we've talked about today that's going to help you to leverage your emotional state, your mental state, your physical state, and it's going to help you reframe your mindset from, instead of focusing on failing, focusing on learning. We are not failing. We are learning every time we feel we have a setback. There's something that we can gain from everything that happens to us. So analyze your situation. Identify what potential new directions or ideas need to be taken into consideration, and recognize that you do not have to stay where you are. Anything that you are doing is completely adaptable. So by being open to change and considering that the possibilities are limitless, you will completely reframe the way that you do life. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I absolutely love talking about this stuff. It's near and dear to my heart because I truly believe that every day requires us to be more resilient. Every day requires us to step into our greatest potential to be the best version of ourselves. Thank you for joining us again at Dream Ignite Build. We'd love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Dream Ignite Build, and also follow us on Instagram, where we provide all kinds of tips, tricks, and strategies for upleveling your success.